Hey, how's it going? My name's Ashley Rose. As you know, you can call me Ash. Welcome back to the channel. I'm actually sitting here with Poe from CoffinScum. So it's a band that some of y'all, I'm sure, have seen floating around throughout the internet, posting their shows, posting their clips. I do share them a lot as far as their live events. Anyways, how are you doing today?
I'm great, Ash. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. And thank you for taking the time coming on. I know we were trying to find a scheduled date for you. So this is what we came up with. It is Tuesday today, but by the time you see this, it'll probably be later on in the week. So anyways, so we'll go ahead and get started. I do know that you did have a recent release in a track. Am I wrong in saying that, or am I correct in saying that?
You would be correct, Ash. First of all, I want to thank you very much for having me come on here. I know you've done interviews with a ton of killer bands, and for a little old band from the cornfields of Illinois, you didn't have to do this. So I just want to express my appreciation to you. Yes, we did release a new track on Friday the 13th of last month. It is entitled "Born from the Grave." You can find it anywhere you listen to music these days: your Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that. I think it's like a perfect blend of horror punk and heavy metal. Not to toot our own horn, but I think it's like very power chord heavy, but you can hear some metal elements in there too, like almost like Dimebag or Randy Rhoads esque in a way. Lyrically, it was loosely based off of the 1931 Frankenstein movie, loosely based lyrically, which I think some of the concept from that movie, the metaphors in it and the analogies kind of apply to real life. So that was a very inspirational movie for me. I mean, I've got the monster right here. But yeah, I encourage you all to check it out if you're into any kind of heavy metal or punk, which if you're on Ash's channel, I mean, that's what you're here for, right? I would assume. So yeah, please check it out. Again, the band is CoffinScum. Yeah,
I thought they were here for me, but
that
I,
too. It's very possible.
I guess it's for the music. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so regards to your music, your tracks, let's go ahead and start off with, since you brought up the monster, Frankenstein. I
Yes.
would say this. So, since you brought that up, are you more into like classic horror, retro horror, old school horror, or are you
I'd
like
like
everything?
I'd like to think it's a healthy mixed bag of all the things. I love the Universal monsters. I mean, who doesn't? My all-time favorite, though, I'm a Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. That's like my numero uno. Man, they're like I grew up watching horror movies. I'd be sitting between my mom and dad, and they'd have like a blanket like on my lap, and if like a kill scene came on or whatever, they'd like raise the blanket up in front of me so I couldn't see if we were watching like Nightmare on Elm Street or the Chucky movies or anything like that. So it's always kind of been ingrained in me from a very, very young age. But I'd like to think I have an appreciation for all types of horror. Lately, I've been going down the low budget B movie realm, and I'm sure you're aware. It's just a whole fucking other world, you know.
It's
So
a whole nother world, especially when you
indeed,
get into like J horror as well, like Japan
uh,
horror. It's a whole nother world over there.
I haven't got there yet. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Though
You're
I hear a
getting
lot of
there.
good things.
Yeah, you're gonna get there once you're done venturing off to that side mission of B horror. You're gonna start
Absolutely,
going into different countries at that point. Uh,
I'm ready for it. I've heard some gnarly stuff. So
yeah, there's some cool stuff over there. I will say that. Uh, Going into your music and your style, one thing I did notice I was going to bring up, and I'm glad you brought it up first, was that you have a heavy metal influence. That was the thing that actually stood out to me about CoffinScum. It
yeah,
wasn't it wasn't necessarily all, it's okay, we have the woes and the doo-wops and everything. That's
right.
fine. Uh, you know, but I always thought it would be interesting, and I have been thinking about this recently, is I'm like, can we start evolving horror punk into a mix of metal, which would be great, which I think of Grave Corp, they do a great job of that as well.
Yeah.
This episode is powered by Curse Cosmetics. Use my code A Rose Distortion for 10% off, where horror meets beauty. And also go to Abracadabra NYC, where horror is year round. The year round Halloween store. That's Abracadabra NYC. Same code for 10% off A Rose Distortion.
Absolutely. Shout out to Gravecore. I love those. I love those guys. I think I may have been introduced to them through your page, if I remember correctly. I think you shared something like these guys look fucking cool, and yeah, they definitely have that metal influence. But so full disclosure, I really didn't get into horror punk until maybe like 15. Oh man, how old am I? Holy shit. Anyway, that's another story. Like 15 years ago, something like that. So prior to that, I was just full blown metal, Slayer, Cannibal Corpse, Lamb of God, all that stuff. Then, I mean, I was familiar with the Misfits. I mean, you know, and heard them a little bit here and there throughout the years. But once I got to give credit to the old Pandora radio app that we all are familiar with these days. I downloaded that. Yeah.
It's still going.
What? Yeah, it's still going for sure, for sure. We so I downloaded that and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put it on the Misfits channel, create me a Misfits channel. And they would play Blitzkid and they would play the Cramps and Coffin Cats and all kinds of cool shit that at that point in time my feeble little brain was not familiar with. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna create a Coffin Cat station and a Blitzkid station. And from there I just like, well, just opened up this whole new door that was spooky and just incredible. I love the aesthetic and the vibe of it all. So from there, yeah, the rest is history. So and up until the band CoffinScum, all my bands that I had played in previously were full blown metal, and I still love metal to this day. But I've had this concept to create like a horror punk meets heavy metal band for many years, and I've finally found the right like-minded individuals. I found the right time. So yeah, we're trying to create our own little realm. It's Misfits, it's White Zombie, it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're trying to create our own little realm, and we want to welcome as many people into it as we can. So,
well, that being said, so what is the actual story of CoffinScum? Where did the name come from?
you know, I expected more people to ask this. I think you might be like, oh, you're like the second person maybe to ask it because, yeah, it's kind of a. So when we created this, I kind of obviously wanted to go for like a B horror movie kind of vibe. I wanted it to kind of be a name. If you were walking down the video store horror section aisle in the late 80s or something, and you're like, all right, we have Return of the Living Dead. We have Creep Show. Oh, CoffinScum. What is this? Like it's a ridiculous name. I do realize that, but also I'd like to think that people get the feeling like I kind of want to check that out. So there's that. And to me, it has like a double meaning. If you want a deeper meaning, for lack of a better term, CoffinScum. At the end of our human lives, most of us, that's all we're going to be. We're going to be CoffinScum. We're going to be in the ground. On another realm, so it's kind of it serves as a reminder in a kind of morbid sort of way to take advantage of the time you are given on this earth right now. I don't know if anyone else would get that from that title or that name, but you know, that's kind of what it means to me as well. So
that's okay. Yeah, I totally get it, man. It's kind of like for instance, like a cancer slug, you know?
Yeah.
The cancer slug is, you know, essentially, you know, we are all pretty much the cancer of the world. Like, you know, we're all tumors ruining the world.
Absolutely.
I believe I heard Mr. Dick Solid say that once in an interview. I believe that's what the actual meaning is. I could be wrong. He can correct me if he wants to.
Right on.
I'll righteously take that. I'll be like,
Absolutely.
okay, I wouldn't know. But I believe I heard him say that. As far as, you know, collaborations, anyone you're interested in collaborating with?
Oh man. Well, prior to you kicking this off, I was telling you how I was watching your interview with Naked Casket. Naked Casket would be rad to do a little thing with. He doesn't know who the fuck I am, obviously, but yeah, man, I'm an open book, man. Like anyone from any band, I would love to like. I just love creating. And I love picking people's minds, whether you're into punk or metal or whatever it may be. I'm trying to think realistically, something attainable. Crap. I might circle back to this one. I'm gonna think on that for a minute. But
that's totally fine. Nikki's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll introduce you at some point. It'll be really easy. He's really
That'd be
easy going,
rad.
and he's a totally rad dude. He's really
Yeah.
fucking cool. He's
Very
like,
cool. Okay, I got my answer real quick, if I may.
go ahead, go for it. This is your world.
Calabrese.
I just live in it.
Calabrese, man. That would be fucking rad. Our new drummer, Ross, introduced me to Calabrese several years back. I'm like, where have these fucking guys been all my life? Dude, rad vibe, rad music. Oh, dude. Yeah, Calabrese rules.
Very good band, very solid band. They've been around for a long time. I recall someone telling me, "Oh, I wish they didn't do, all that stuff with like TikTok and stuff." And I said, "Well, Calabrese they've always been content creators.
Totally.
Since the dawn of what I remember when Calabrese started, like back in the day, when you had just all three brothers, and they had like the first EP and stuff. They were always creating content like on MySpace and YouTube. I think you can still go see like their old YouTube videos on there still to this day. But they were already doing similar stuff to like what they were doing on TikTok.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they kind of, not that I'm nowhere near on their level of their ability to market themselves the way they do, but they are very inspiring in that regard, because it's not sadly enough, but it's 2026. If you're not posting shit on social media, it's almost like you don't fucking exist, especially if you're in a little old band like I am. So I'm trying to come up with little things to throw out there here and there just to remind people that, hey, we exist. So.
Hey, how's it going? If you need a little extra energy to keep up with the chaos over here at Death Arts 13, we've got you. I and, of course, Death Arts 13 are teaming up with WGG. It's a clean, smooth energy, and it's perfect for those long nights out. And, of course, loud playlist, and, of course, your gaming needs. So use code DA13, that's D as in David, A as in Alpha, 13, for 10% off. And, of course, just grab yours today. Stay sharp, stay loud, and keep that fire burning. And yes, that's an AFI reference. We love it here. Anyways, support us, support the channel. Get WGG for all your energy needs. It's really about consistency. Consistency is the key.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on that.
Yeah. Consistency is the key. That's all that it really is. And then, it hits. Sometimes it misses. Sometimes it hits. Well, we're going to go ahead and go back into, more and less what you're about, your music and stuff. Now, we've talked about collaborations. As far as tour dates, I know you have some dates out that you're playing. Yep. So if you want to go ahead and talk about those, let's go for it.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, we're not to that point yet where we are touring all the damn time. That would be a dream come true. We do have some rad dates coming up. The band has only been around since early 2024, I want to say, and we had some drummer drama in there that we had to kind of deal with.
It's always a drummer problem. It's always a drummer problem. It really is. It's always a drummer problem.
So I don't know when this is going to air just yet, but if this airs before Thursday, April 30th, you can catch us in St. Louis at the Foo Bar with our friends in the Convalescents. On Friday, May 15th, we will be in Indianapolis for Punk Rock Night at the Atomic Bowl. Free bowling, free horror punk. Come on out. Let's see here. Saturday, June 6th, we will be in Windsor, Illinois at Hangar 18 for the Windsor Metal Fest. On that one, do you remember the band Green Jello or Green Jelly, whichever they are right now?
I do. I particularly remember one of their music videos.
Awesome. Yeah, they're going to be there playing Three Little Pigs and the whole shebang. So
that's enough.
Yeah. And then Friday, July 17th, will be in my hometown of Effingham, Illinois. I don't know if I can announce it just yet, but we'll be in Effingham. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. Friday, August 14th, we will be in Oakwood, Illinois at the Exit 210 Saloon with a band called the X Faces, which features former members of the band Mushroom Head. Not sure if you're familiar with Mushroom Head or not.
I think everyone is familiar with Mushroom Head.
I thought so, but occasionally you'll get the one person like, oh, no, I don't know if I know them. I'm like, come on. But so that I'm looking.
If you knew at the time who Power Band 5000 was and all those bands, you had to know who Mushroom Head was.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm stoked about that.
If you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm particularly stoked about that because J-Man, he's one of my favorite. Mushroomhead has had some turnover over the years, but J-Man is like one of my favorite vocalists from the Mushroomhead, the early era. So he's going to be in the X Faces, and I'm super stoked about that. Not to mention Daniel Fox is on drums, who has played with everyone from Manson to Dope and all kinds of bands in between. But I digress. Then Saturday, September 19th, we'll be in Mattoon, Illinois at the Castle. And then Saturday, October 3rd, we'll be up in Milledgeville, Illinois at the Carroll County Fairgrounds for the Illinois Horror Movie Festival. They're going to have, members from the Trauma team and all kinds of crazy shit. A Ouija Mac from Psychopathic Records is going to be performing. It's going to be a bonkers, spooktacular, good time to kick off October. So get your tickets now for that one at IllinoisHorrorMovieFestival.com. And we do have some more shows on the way, but just keep an eye out on our socials, and they'll get posted as they get officially locked in. So,
you ever hear about the one with the spiral eyes or the girl with the spiral eyes? Well, if you want to make them look completely hypnotic, I would recommend Woo Eye Contacts. For those of you who've always wondered, hey, Ash, where'd you get them contacts with the spiral eyes? Well, I get them from a few different companies, but we're fortunate enough to have teamed up and be affiliated by Woo Eye Contacts. So grab a pair, scan the QR code, and step out of a horror dream and make them stare. And why not make them stare a little too long with Woo Eye Contacts? You know, I met Lloyd Kaufman once a long time ago.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah, it was Dragon Con. I forgot what year. I told him I was a big fan, and I'll never forget this. I told him, I was like, "Oh, Lloyd, I'm a big fan," and he tells me, "You may be a fan of me, but I am an air condition of you."
That's amazing, dude. Yes.
I never forgot it to this day.
I wouldn't forget that either. That's definitely a core memory right there. Holy shit. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you like the new Toxic Avenger or no? Were you into it?
Yeah, I was okay with it. I thought it was delightful.
I thought it was great. No, a lot of people like to hate on it, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it for what it was. To be honest, I love the idea that we had all these like top actors in this film that was still filmed and kind of still very much written in the basis of trauma. So
yes, amazing.
I thought it was delightful, just like a lot of people didn't like the Rob Zombie Monsters film. I thought it was delightful. I didn't have a problem with it.
I liked it too. Yes, you got to take it for what it is, you know. I mean,
I think people ask for too much nowadays. To be honest, you want too much, and
I would agree.
Yeah, you pick too. You pick on things too much too. Like, come on, just take it for what it is. Anyways, we're gonna go back to horror punk. Do you think it's evolving right now, or do you think it's still kind of stagnant? And say you could say whatever you want. I've had Wednesday 13 kind of. He was very honest with his answer on that.
I'm trying to remember what he said. I watched that interview. What was his general consensus?
Yeah, I remember you agreed because you replied and you said he's not wrong. General consensus, it was something along the lines that they haven't done anything except for maybe Calabrese.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I mean, I love seeing people out here just so kind of with the movies, I'm trying to take it for what it is. I mean, I don't try to be like hypercritical. You know what I mean? If people want to sound like the Misfits for the most part, it's like, hey, you do you. I'm gonna just try and do my own thing with it. I know you're tight with the Evelyn's Casket guys. That's a fucking killer band. Again, I don't think I was familiar with them until I came across Death Arts 13. So yeah, Evelyn's Casket is rad. I think it's
on my channel.
Yeah.
It's very popular on my channel.
That's rad. But I think it's still slowly evolving. I don't know if I have like enough of my finger on the pulse to really say one way or the other, to be quite honest with you. I've been so wrapped up in like the things that I already know that I love and stuff. So I haven't really branched out, if you will. I need to work on that, you know. So
yeah, no, it's totally cool. You know, there's there's a lot of new sounds coming out. There's like we have our traditional horror punk sound coming out. We have some people that are more of a metal influence. Like David has like somewhat of a metal vocal to him, which is it's actually incredible live, believe it or not. It is.
Oh hell yeah.
So, and then of course, we still have Blitzkid doing their thing. They will always be doing their thing. TB he has his own band, which is a metal band, which is also really good.
A Gathering of None, is it? Or no,
Yeah.
what was? Yeah, nice. Yeah, they're rad. Very, very cool.
Very rad. Very cool stuff that he's coming out with too. Calabrese, they're still doing their thing. And then we have newer bands that are like on We Are Horror Records that have, there's one of them that has more of like a folk punk sound, but it's
cool.
horror punk. And then someone else has more of like a mixture of My Chemical Romance and horror punk. I mean, I guess it's kind of borderline, but it's kind of like that emo sound mixed with horror punk. So everyone's kind of starting to do their own thing, which I'm enjoying to see. But I was one thing I did mention one time in private is that I wish that there was more horror punk bands that married or merged more of a metal vocal sound.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, outside of like Wednesday 13, I don't know if there's much, like, I'm sure it's out there, but I don't know if I've heard it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, the only closest thing I've heard is Evelyn's Casket and of course Grave Horror. So
oh yeah, definitely.
They got something different. They have a female vocalist who's, one of my friends who I dearly love. I love them all. So
great. Tracy Rips, man. Again, she doesn't know who the hell I am, but I know who she is, damn it. She's killer. We played with a band from We Are Horror Records at Punk Rock Night in Indianapolis. You may have heard of them. Oh, give me a second. Buffering. Pretty with the Lights Out. Have you heard them?
Yes, I yes, I do. I love those guys. I love Nate. I do.
Dude, rad band.
Nate is a rad dude.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, we played with them. And I'm like, man, I never heard of them. Like, these guys are the shit. So
yeah, no, he's a really cool dude. Like, and he's a great, musician as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. He just had that aura of like good really dude energy, so
so, we're going to go back to CoffinScum. So what's the darkest, most personal track you've written so far?
None of them are super like, let me see here. Most of them are like, dare I say the word fun? I don't know. Like, I feel like
everyone should have fun. That is the real secret in anything, in performing or in pro wrestling. If you're having fun, your audience will have fun.
I second that. I'm trying to think I feel like I wrote all my dark and personal shit in all the metal bands that I was kind of talking about earlier. So far, let me think here real quick. I think most of them are just inspired by, I don't know, my general distaste for humanity, horror movies, local urban legends. So I guess that I can't really, they're all fun and dark in their own way. I don't really have a personal one yet. So
that's cool. Hey man, it is what it is. So where do you see the band a few years from now?
Man, I feel like we finally got our solid lineup. So I hope we're still, it's tough out here to I feel like to make it, so to speak. So I try to keep my nose to the grindstone and keep pushing forward to the best of my ability.
Did you say nose to the grindstone?
Nose to the grindstone. Yeah. Have you heard that before?
I mean, I've heard keep your nose in the grind, but never grindstone. I like that. I dig it.
Maybe I'm just saying it wrong. I don't know. I think that's a phrase. I'll have to look it up. But
if it's not, it will be.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. So we're just again going back to that word fun, man. We're just too busy having fun. We're focused on what we're doing right now. If some cool things happen, which they already have happened. I mean, like last year we got to play with this band that I grew up listening to, Cold. Do you remember Cold? I'm dropping all kinds of names.
Yeah. No, you've played with, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I almost called you Alan. If people don't know, his name's Alan. Oh no, I don't think you give yourself like enough credit, man. Because I see you like, talking about how you played with this band, and I'm like, those are like some big names, and you know what, dude? That's cool. Like you're always staying humble about like that shit. But you've
I tr-
always you play with some big names, dude. Like don't ever like doubt yourself on that.
I know. I don't know if it's just because like I've come in contact with so many egotistical douchebags. I'm like, I do not want to be that fucking guy. You know what I mean? So, but yes, we played with Cold last year. We played with Grave Robber, which again I was super stoked about. I know they're not huge. Do you know Grave Robber?
I've heard, I've heard
Yeah,
of them and I've heard their
gotcha.
sound, but
Yeah, yeah.
I don't personally know them. So
Gotcha. Yeah, they're rad. And yeah, we like I said, we're playing with like members of Mushroom Head this year, and Ouija Mac, who's on ICP's label. Like he's the ICP's homie. So I mean, it's just super cool. Um, what was
I
the
don't
question?
care.
Oh,
I don't care what people say about ICP, man. I really don't. Like
it's a very divisive topic. I just wanted to tread
it
lightly.
is, but it's like I think like come on, just give them some credit. They have a huge fan base, a huge following, whether you like their music or not. Like
Absolutely. Full disclosure, I had an ICP shirt for every day of the week in like high school. So yeah, I'm not like the dude going around saying whoop whoop every 5 minutes, but I am a fan. So
yeah, I don't have a problem with ICP. I really don't. Like I know some people, I mean they have their own wrestling. I
sure.
mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
have a festival. You got to give credit where
Casey
credit's
Dub.
due. Yeah, you got to give credit where credit's due, man.
I agree. 100%. Glad we can agree on that.
Yeah, they're like what I would say they're the kings of DIY.
Yeah, definitely. Man, they're still going strong. So
So we're gonna have a couple questions. So coffins or cremation? Go pick one.
ooh, gotta be coffins. So
Favorite horror movie of all time?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It's a good one. It's a popular one.
What's
Original.
yours real quick?
Oh,
Original OG.
OG. Yeah, it's I recently saw the updated digital version, the HD 4K version. Still very good, even though it's you can see everything, but it still has a very unique, grimy, like grindhouse feel to it.
Yes.
No
Love
matter
it.
how many times they remaster it. Mine, Evil Dead 2.
That
Very
makes
easy.
sense. Yeah. Ash. Yeah. Nice.
Ash, yeah. I remember when I was younger, like my sister was like, "Oh, we, because the Evil Dead came out, we named you Ashley after." I was like, "No, you did not. None of y'all
Ah.
did that." Because my sister's like 10 years older than me, so.
Oh, gotcha. Are you stoked for the new one or what? Do you like the new
Oh
ones?
yeah, yeah. No, I'm gonna see it, man. I
Nice.
like all the new ones.
Hell
I
yeah.
like any Evil Dead,
Hell yeah. Very cool. Love it.
with or without Bruce Campbell. I love all the Evil Deads. Uh,
Absolutely.
let's see. One word to describe your sound. One
Ah,
word. You can do it.
stunning.
It's one word.
Damn it.
Any wild or unforgettable show stories?
Um, Anymore, we're kind of old and lazy, so we don't really partake in the mayhem. But we may have like trashed a hotel room once or twice or three times. But I'm trying to think of a super crazy one. Oh, so I'm like the calm. I've always been kind of the calm, collected one of the band. Gosh dang it! If we do a part, I got to get permission to tell this.
It's okay. You don't have to tell. You're like, I've always been the calm, collected one.
It's true though. But there's this gnarly ass story from my old bass player and drummer. They liked to tear some shit up. If we do a part two, I'll get their permission and come back and tell it. But yeah, I don't know if I can really.
That's all right, man. As you know, I always have people come back.
Yeah. I hope I can. But yeah, having a great time by the way. So
Good. I'm glad you are. So, if someone hears CoffinScum for the first time, what do you want them to feel?
I just want them to be able to forget about the troubles of reality and immerse themselves in our spooky, heavy, punky realm that we are trying to create.
Solid answer. Good. Anything you want to say to anyone new who might be listening, or anyone that's still that continues to support you?
Yeah, obviously what we do is very niche. Call it horror punk, horror metal, heavy music, this whole just alternative world that we live in. So connect, when you can connect with someone through your music, that's something I'd never ever take for granted, whether it's a 12-year-old kid or a 40-year-old dude in a Misfits shirt. Like if they give me a fist bump and be like, dude, I love Rock and Roll Creep Show, or if they come up and give me a
Dude,
high five.
I love that track. That is like one of your most listened to tracks.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I'm very, very, very proud of that one. That's one that I started writing that back in the old quarantine days back during COVID, and on an acoustic guitar. And I'm like, man, hopefully one day this song will see the light of day. And 5 or 6 years later, boom, there it is. So yeah, very proud of that one. But if we can connect with anyone for any reason whatsoever, again, life and the world is so freaking topsy-turvy, upside down these days. So if someone can escape the harsh reality of life through our music, whether it's through the headphones or at a concert or whatever, I mean, that's a huge win for us. So,
And that's one of the reasons why, like, because that track, I share your stuff. At least when I catch it, I always try to share your tour dates all the time.
I noticed. I've seen that. I appreciate that.
I do. I try.
You do,
man. I'm like, I can't just leave Alan hanging there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I can't leave him hanging there.
I know you're very busy too, and I know you've got your hands in a lot of different things. So just a simple share coming from Ash Rose means a whole lot, man. So
yeah, dude. Because I'm like, dude, people need to know more about you. Like, they do.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Now, final question: where can everyone find you?
I'm pretty sure if you punch in CoffinScum, we will be the only result to pop up on all the things. At least I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, like I said, we're still pretty new. I'd like to say we're pretty fresh. We don't have a ton of stuff on the YouTube yet, but we're pretty active on Facebook and Instagram. Like you said, I'm working on that word consistency. Still learning. I'm 40 years old. I'm still like kind of like raw internet and stuff, but I'm trying to get there, man. So yeah, we're
I'm literally almost 40, so I understand.
Yeah, so we're on TikTok a little bit, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, just punch in CoffinScum, and I'm pretty sure it'll bring up our ugly mugs. So,
all right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and of course, make sure you follow them to see a QR code pop up here. And of course, please, support all our various sponsors that pop up during all this. Once again, thank you both for coming out, and thank you for tuning in. Have a good day, night, wherever you are.